Hi guys, welcome to Stay's Time with Stacika. Wow, it's been a while since I said that. I know I've been MIA lately, but I'm back with a bang, and I believe this is the best video to announce my return in rebrand, since most of the reason I took a break was because of school. Now, I'm a fourth year medical student in the University of Cape Coast, and everyone, at least everyone in Ghana, knows that UCC is like at the top when it comes to stress, and medical school is one of the most tasking courses ever. So put those two things together and you've got a recipe for through the roof levels of stress. Now, my school is a bit unique as compared to other schools because of something we call the modular system. Well, other schools do it, but it's not so widespread. So with this system, instead of focusing on individual courses and subjects, we focus on modules. And to explain this, I'm going to be a bit more practical. Now, medical school has preclinical and clinical years. So medical school in Ghana is 6 years. So you do your first year to your third year in preclinical sciences and your fourth year to your sixth year in clinical sciences. I just started my fourth year, so I'll be using more of the preclinical subjects to explain it because I finished that. Yeah, I finished that. So I understand it a bit more. I mean, I just started clinical, so. Now in preclinical, you're learning what we call the basic sciences. So mostly how the body is in its normal state with just a sprinkle of disease processes here and there, just to put things into perspective. It's clinical that are going to take all that knowledge from the normal and learn what happens when the body goes wrong, when there's a problem, and how to fix it as a doctor. So some of the main preclinical subjects are something like anatomy, which has to do with the structure of the body. So under anatomy, we have the gross anatomy, which is as it is, your histology, which is about how it is at the tissue level, so kind of microscopically, and embryology, which is how it is when you are developing in the womb as an embryo, as a fetus. Aside anatomy, you also have physiology, which has to do with functionality. We have biochemistry, which has to do with something, for example, like energy pathways in the body, how your body makes use of glucose to give you energy to go throughout your day. Now, these are the main areas really in preclinical, but we do other things like microbiology, immunology, pharmacology at various levels. Now, in most universities, these various subject fields are run by different departments, right? So they teach different things according to their schedules and what is on their outlines. So at a point, anatomy can be teaching you something like the anatomy of your gastrointestinal tract, like your stomach, let's say. Physiology can be teaching you something like muscle contraction, what happens, how your muscle contracts. Biochemistry can be teaching you something like melanin synthesis, and then they continue to teach you what they have until the end of the semester, where you write your exams for anatomy, your exams for biochemistry, your exams for physiology, and the other subject fields. Now you notice there isn't any cohesion here. I mean, you're learning anatomy of something completely different, physiology of something completely different, biochemistry of something completely different, and this is where the modular system comes in. Now I'm going to be again more practical by explaining it with a module. So it's Sunday and you're sitting in your room relaxing, and you receive an email from your module coordinator that you have respiratory module from the next Monday, which is tomorrow. And that email will include the module guide, which is basically a summary of what the module is about and what you're supposed to be taught in that period, and the 2-week timetable, which shows you your lessons for every day for the next 2 weeks alone, and who is going to teach you and what topics. And you know that at the end of these 2 weeks, the next Monday comes the dreaded end of module exams. Now with this system, the different departments ensure that they're actually following the same structure. So they are all going to teach what falls under their various fields within that body system or that module. So for example, anatomy will be teaching you the tracheobronchial tree, the lobes of the lung, the blood supply to the lungs. Histology will be teaching you the mucosal surfaces of the airway tracts, the specialized cells such as the type 2 pneumocytes, which provide you with surfactant so that your lungs don't collapse on you. And biology will be teaching you how everything is formed whilst you're a fetus or an embryo, depending on when it starts. So at what week what starts developing, at what week is there production of surfactants. And physiology will be teaching you the physics of respiration, so about lung recoil, elasticity, compliance, Laplace law, the hemoglobin oxygen dissociation curve. Biochemistry too will come in with acid-base disturbances, so metabolic and respiratory acidosis and alkalosis, and many other topics. So now everything is actually feeding into each other. I don't know if you see it. So at the end of these 2 weeks, you've been taught everything you need to know about the respiratory system, and you write an end of module exams the next Monday. And that same day, in fact, you start a new module, because that Sunday they sent another email that your new module is starting on Monday. So there's no rest.
It's not easy at all.
Yes, so that is the modular system. Now, this system is advantageous in many ways. I think I've hit on that already, in that it makes you understand medicine fairly easily, because it doesn't make everything disjoint. You do everything together. It's cohesive. It makes you see the body as one whole with various processes ongoing at different levels, all making that system and eventually the body function as it should. Whereas in other systems where you'll be learning completely different things, and it makes it hard to bring everything together to understanding, because let's say at the beginning of the semester you're learning anatomy of respiratory system, but it's at the end of the semester that you're learning the physiology of it. So you now have to try and remember the anatomy to try and make sense of it all, and it can disorganize your learning a bit. So this kind of organizes it. And an extra plus is that because of how we do our stuff, we don't write any end of semester exams. So now we come to the negatives, and the major one is, because we don't write any end of semester exams, we are writing exams all the time. Like all the time. Every 2 weeks there's an exam. The longest I think we've been without an exam is 3 weeks, because perhaps that module's content was longer. And that 2 weeks really goes by so fast. Like, you're kind of almost always learning for exams, because you know that it's not a quiz, it's not a test, it's a proper exam, which if you fail, you actually have to write a resit. That is how serious it is. And nobody's waiting for you, because as you finish the exam, another module is starting. So you're learning for the new module. God forbid you fail the previous module and have to learn for that content to pass the resit, plus pass the end of module exams for the current module you're in. So it's really, really stressful. And it can really mess with your social life, because it's not like medical students are antisocial. Like, that's such a big bad and inaccurate perception. A lot of medical students I know are able to adjust their times and are really sociable, but sometimes it does get tough. So a lot of medical students tend to recede into their shell for a while, and it's not uncommon here in UCC because of how different our system is as compared to the rest of the university, and even across many universities across the world. Now, this is just for the modules, guys. I've not even explained the whole concept of problem-based learning and end of rotations when it comes to clinical years. Like, UCC medical school knows how to kill a woman and men, all of us. So I'll probably do a separate video explaining those other concepts with regards to what we do as a school. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching up to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot about how things work, and perhaps why I have been so stressed and unable to upload for the past few weeks. Not like I'm not used to the modular system, I am, but being in 4th year adds on a lot, like the end of rotation exams and other stresses. So it's been tough, but I'm working on it. But then let me know in the comments what you think is better, the modular system or the regular traditional system, and let me know what your school does as well. I really like interacting with you guys in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button. It's here or it's there. I'm not sure about my laterality right now, but then yeah, click it wherever it is, except expect more videos to come. And yeah, have a good rest of the day. Bye.